Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is Stephanie Bucklin. Welcome to Wellness Wednesdays with Stephanie podcast. I'm very, very excited to be interviewing Melanie Kuta today. She is a meditation expert. And so I'm very, very excited. Thanks for joining me, Melanie.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I am so passionate about meditation. I have actually been meditating since age 23, just on
that's
instinct. I
amazing.
didn't
Yeah,
have any kind of guidance or anything. I just was like, I want to try this meditation thing. I was such a young person. It's like, I don't know how to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. During my meditation practice, I realized my spiritual connection. So we can get
that's
more into that
amazing.
later. But I want to give
Yep.
our audience a chance to hear about your business, what you're up to in the world, what kind of magic you're creating. So if you can give us a little intro.
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, just again, thank you so much for having me here and just super excited for our conversation today. But I am the founder of a business called Outside Meditation, and we do nature-based mindfulness experiences and are based in Phoenix here. So just super excited to get all into that. But yeah, that's what I'm doing and why we're here today.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So, what drew you to meditation as your primary, part of this journey? What was it that grabbed you and pulled you in?
Yeah. So that's a great question. I think it's a big one because I actually used to work in corporate, um, originally from Chicago. And I realized that I think I've always been a very um connected like person to healing. I just didn't really know it. Like I like kind of like you, I tried meditation when I was in college. Like I would, do and like learn from other people that were really experts in their field, and just kind of just getting out there and trying different things back even before I didn't know what I wanted to do yet. But as I kind of continued my corporate career, I realized like I learned a lot in marketing and just but really was while I was thriving, necessarily quote unquote thriving in my career, I really was letting myself and self care decline. So, I was that person that was kind of living out of the washer and dryer. Like I had a like clothes were just in there and like just didn't get folded. It was just like I was just constantly on the go. I don't know if that makes sense, but just like not taking the time to even fold my clothes. And it's just one example, right? So like letting kind of everything else fall to the wayside in terms of like my own mental and physical health, and really put a lot of my energy on this this exterior version of myself, and really realized that ultimately um, I was abandoning myself, and that's it led me to be really have really high anxiety, really high burnout, high. I even had multiple panic attacks, and I just felt like it was just getting worse and worse and worse. Um, which I don't wish that on anybody, but it made me realize that I knew I needed to change and go down this path of healing for myself. And so I would just find outlets of where I felt best. And when I realized that, you know, my healing included um, both mental and physical, and just the connection there of like my nervous system had healing to do. My had past unresolved trauma that I needed to work through, and just all these things that have become actually. I love that it's become more in the conversation now of in society because um, there's just so many things that are people don't always talk about or didn't used to talk about. So the more that I'm just having your platform too, Stephanie. Like this is amazing that you're doing this because wellness and be having everyone has their own individual story, but I've realized that so many stories are so similar in the sense that we all have healing to do. But for me, I realized that mindfulness and meditation is really about me being aware of what my body needs and what my mind needs. And so tuning into that. And so as I started learning more and being able to adapt my practice, I realized I wanted to share that with other people. And so that's where my business is born. And I'm very much the mindset, like no one is ever fully healed. So as I continue my own healing journey, I share that and put that out through my business. But I'm on this journey along with my clients and with people that attend, as through my sessions. So it's not like I'm a master or anything by any means. It's like, I'm on this journey with you. Let's do this together, kind of thing. So yeah.
Beautiful. And I think that it speaks volumes in the direction of we can create so much power when we work together.
Yes.
It's just so much more powerful. And especially meditation. I've done so much research about meditation. One of the things that I learned is when you have one meditator with an intention, there's energy that's produced by that one meditator. But if you put 20 meditators in one room, that energy just quadruples because everyone has a similar intention. They're all doing the same thing and they're all creating this positive uplifting.
Yes.
So powerful.
I love that. Yes. So true. Yeah.
So before we hit record, one of the things you mentioned is that you personally love nature and the spiritual connection that you get in nature and the joy.
Yes.
So I totally get that you wanted to create a business that would sing to that, because it's such a beautiful part of the healing journey to be able to connect with nature. So tell me about your nature-based mindfulness experience. So how does this work for the Phoenix community?
Yes. So, no. So what we do is create experiences and meditation sessions in various different locations. So we do not have a physical studio, but as you said, I found the most healing when I can be just outside in nature, feet on the ground, shoes off, like just absorbing the world around me. And I'm sure many other people feel that way. But I created this because I think there really is, I want to bring people to those types of experiences where it's like, of course, I always tell people we can get that just by stepping outside, even if it's a stressful day at work in the morning, you can just take your shoes off or not, and just step outside and breathe in the fresh air, take a look at the sun, just a moment of breathing outside. And, even in 30 seconds, you'll feel a shift, but I do think that there's power in a group. And so that's why all of our sessions are live in person, and together. So, obviously virtual, like today, our virtual recording brings people together, but I do think that there's power in in-person wellness. And so that's really why our sessions are always in-person groups. Oh, it's okay. Yeah. And so what we do is really find one-of-a-kind locations and bring very unique programming. So some of our signature sessions that I personally established and kind of created with some inspiration is, for example, walking meditation. Oh, is there a little dog? That's okay. So I love animals too, but anyways, so we have a lot of different types of variety of programming, like walking meditation, forest bathing, aqua meditation, adventure meditation, all these different types of mindfulness experiences that are really meant to be fun. They're meant to be unique in different locations, and all about like this kind of like unique nature-based approach. Always connecting at the core of what we do is always about connecting to nature, connecting to ourselves, and connecting to each other. So that's really our secret sauce, if you will.
I'm trying to monitor the dog barking. Oh my god.
That's okay. That's okay. We go with it. It's the part of the flow. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so I had a thought and then the dog started barking. My brain just
You're fine.
Okay, that is so awesome. I love what you're doing. This is so needed in this world. So many people are just living a daily stress,
Yeah,
anxiety, depression. I mean, I know ever since the pandemic, the use of psychotropic drugs have gone up,
yeah,
suicides have gone up. Like, so many people are in their suffering and not
yeah.
even realizing that there's something they can do about it. So this
Right.
is something that I am so excited about.
Thank
Um,
you.
how
And it's so
does it
true.
work for
Yeah.
Arizona? Because it is really hot here right now.
Yes. Yes. So we do have we're actually establishing our calendar for the rest of the year and for next year. So right now we do our still having sessions, but early morning when it's not as hot, because I think definitely important to be safe in the heat. And we are still running early morning sessions, depending on if it's super hot. We always look out for that. Always try to plan for the weather, but yeah, luckily right now early mornings are still tolerable, but I just circling back on one of the things you said is just it really hit home when you're just about all the suffering and kind of like just the the challenges that people are having right now of like, I get it, I experience that. I think that's it's even though our a lot of healing modalities and meditation, sometimes we try to make it more fun and make it engaging, but it really gets down to the core of like, what are we doing for daily stress? And also like everyone has trauma, like whether that's small, like short-term, small trauma, big T trauma. Um, it's there's so much that there is to constantly just be working on, but not, and that's not to be overwhelmed. Like it's not to be overwhelming, but I think it's just important to acknowledge. And if we acknowledge that's when the healing can start. So the more that we talk about it, and when you mentioned that, I just really wanted to call that out, because when we recognize the suffering of that, if there's any pain in the body, if there's any emotional dissonance in the mind, or any emotions that are lingering in the body and the nervous system, that is the first step towards healing. And so I, even if I try to do like a daily morning check, like a mini body scan meditation in the mornings of just saying like, where am I at today? Like, even if it's not, trying not to label it as not good or bad, but just, this is what it is. This is how I'm at. Like, if I'm feeling some kind of way, it's just it. I think that's another go-to, is like labeling. It's like, I'm angry or I'm sad. Like, that's a negative, but it's really just how it is. And it only gets bad when I heard someone else speak about this. Is only as bad the way we let it manifest. And so the emotion in and of itself is not a bad thing. So sorry, I kind of went on a tangent about that, but I just think that's
Okay,
super important. And one of the things that mindfulness, I think, and meditation really hits on is that just the super important awareness piece of how our bodies and minds are doing. And so when we get internal, we can more start to understand ourselves and start that healing process. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I follow other podcasters, and there's
Yeah.
one there called Know Yourself. It
Mm-hmm.
is such a great podcast. Shout out to the Know Yourself people. It is an awesome podcast.
Nice. Shout out.
Yeah, I mean, because they're talking about
Yeah.
knowing thyself. You getting to know
Yes.
yourself is something that I think has been one of the biggest parts of my own healing journey.
Yep.
Getting to know who I am, what makes me tick, what pisses me off, where my triggers are, where my trauma is, like getting to know all of that
Yes.
has helped
Yes.
me to
Right.
get to where I am today. Like, I wouldn't be here if I hadn't gone through those processes to understand myself.
Yes.
And I watch my family struggle and think, like, I understand that I chose not to have kids
Mm-hmm.
so that I could follow this path. And I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know in my 20s, like, oh, I'm just not having kids. I didn't realize that it would open up so many opportunities for me to be the healed aspect of this family and to,
Mm-hmm.
show the light for everyone else, because everybody else is living their lives and having kids and families and blah, 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 blah,
Yep.
and they have crazy lives, and I can see the stress, the
Mm-hmm.
anxiety,
Yep.
I see the depression, I see the patterns
Right.
that I have broken in my lifetime that I would love to share with my family. I would
Yep.
love to be able to encourage everyone on the planet to meditate.
Yeah.
Like, just meditate, just
Yeah.
try it.
Yeah.
And if you suck at it, try mindfulness meditation, because that doesn't require anything of you.
Right.
You don't have to try to clear your mind. You don't have to do any of that. You just
Yep.
stay present
Yep.
to what is right here, right now. It is such a great practice.
Yep.
I've done so many different types of meditation.
Yeah.
And the one that I like the most is kind of a combination of mindfulness meditation and a guided meditation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'll do my own meditation where I sit and imagine a white light that I'm
Ooh,
sitting in,
yes.
and it just
Yes.
grows with every breath. It grows around me. And I've actually guided that
I
meditation
love that.
times for
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
So
That's
there's just so
amazing.
many different ways that you can meditate, that it doesn't have to be a difficult thing. It could be
Correct.
5 or 10 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be challenging. It doesn't have to be like the bane of your existence. It could
Right.
just be
Exactly.
a thing that you try until
Yep.
you create success.
Right.
So
Totally.
beautiful.
Yep.
So I heard that you have plans for the future. So do
Yeah.
tell. What are you
Well,
planning?
yeah, I mean, I have so many ideas about the future of just what I want to create, getting, even co-creating with a lot of, with, members of the community like yourself, and just, I think bringing more, as we bring more and more people, healers and healing people that are also healing together, just the stronger it is. And so, as you said earlier, and so, I'm really trying to grow the amount of experiences that outside meditation offers. So, if we're, going to be launching a calendar, upcoming just event calendar, session calendar in the next couple months here. So going into the end of the year and through 2024. So always, again, different types of programming, like, that are going to be in different locations. Some of our sessions are really, kind of shorter based, and by shorter I mean 45 minutes to an hour. And then even we do micro sessions, but also we have larger, which I didn't really speak to, but we also do larger scale experiences that are more like event based and have a variety of different partners, and working in like a larger scale space that really is meant to be kind of almost like a pop-up wellness experience, if you will. So mindfulness experience. And so really kind of transforming a space to be almost as if it's going to be like a accessible retreat that you don't have to travel across the country for. So that is one thing that we've done in the past that I'm looking to do in the future. And also bringing on additional team members. So right now it's myself is really kind of, and I have a lot of supportive mentors and people and friends that are working with me, but really want to expand to be able to bring on additional guides. So that's keeping a lookout for that, because again, my goal is to be able to have as many people attend and also lead sessions, because I think the more that we can empower people to be their own guides, I think the better. So I want to be able to bring on guides for our sessions coming up soon. So that's going to be launched. And we'll be able to do some training and be part of the team, and also even create even more types of experiences for people. So super exciting stuff that I'm looking forward to. Big things, but hopefully in the near future we'll be able to have some announcements all through our website and social media. But dates to be determined, but we'll be announcing that hopefully shortly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, how can people reach you?
Yeah. So right now our website, not right now, it is our website, is outsidemeditation.com. So outside meditation, all together, no spaces.com. And then our email is team@outsidemeditation.com. So that's TEAM at outsidemeditation.com. And then all of our social media. So TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, not on Twitter, but those really the main kind of platforms there. Is our handle is just outside meditation. So all one word, no spaces, OUTSIDEMEDITATION. I think I spelled that right, hopefully.
Yeah.
But
and
yeah.
And would you like to leave our listeners with a final thought, inspiration, anything?
Oh yeah, of course. I just, like you said earlier, I think even just starting your own practice of some type of self-care or mindfulness. I think that's just the first. I encourage everyone to do that. It doesn't have to be with me. It doesn't have to be with anybody. It really could just be on your own. And like I said earlier, just stepping outside and taking in the fresh air, taking in a breath, and just feeling the sun on your skin and noticing the wind and air around you is really. Oh, I'm just imagining that right now, and it's just even making me feel really relaxed. So, yeah. So I would say just starting some kind of daily routine, self-care routine. And if this mindfulness is not for you, maybe there's other types of self-care that there's all different types of self-care. But if you would like to try a session with me, I'm happy to do an intro, like 15 minute discovery sessions. So if that's of interest and you just want to hear what it's all about, free, no obligation, happy to take any kind of just introduction. So feel free to send me an email, reach out on social media. Happy to do a 10-15 minute intro to meditation, if you will.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Melanie. This has been such an interesting and important conversation. I think, you just re-engaged my reason for meditating.
Oh, good. Yeah. And outdoors, hopefully. Yes. Good.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much. I just want to just take a shout out to you because this platform is amazing. I just love what you're doing and all the healing work you're doing that you've done and sharing that with other people. So just a little mini shout out to you. And yeah, I think I just getting emotional because I just think it's so important. And you're doing the work and you're sharing it with other people. So yeah, and bring people on to connect together. So yeah, awesome that you're doing this. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for having me, Stephanie. I really appreciate it. And I hope that we can collaborate in the future.
Most definitely.
Yeah.